Hi lovely people, you are welcome to English Lessons Online. In today's video, we shall be learning how to answer comprehension questions in Wassce. This lesson is very important because at the Wassce level, candidates are required to answer compulsory comprehension questions on a comprehension passage for 20 marks. Let's get right into the lesson. We shall begin this lesson by looking at what comprehension means. Comprehension simply means understanding. Comprehension questions are therefore designed to test the candidate's ability to read and understand a given comprehension passage and answer the questions on it. How to approach comprehension passages. 1. Read and understand the passage. It is necessary for the candidates to read and understand the passage before attempting to answer the questions on it. Candidates may apply the techniques of skimming and scanning in this step. Skimming is the process of reading through the passage quickly to know what the passage is about generally. Scanning is the process of reading through the passage carefully in order to gain a deeper understanding of what the passage is about. So candidates need to apply both techniques of reading in order to gain a thorough understanding of the passage. 2. Read and understand the questions. Avoid rushing to look for answers from the passage without fully understanding what the questions require from you. How to answer the various types of comprehension questions. It is very important for candidates to know the various types of comprehension questions and how to answer them. So, let us look at how to answer the first type of comprehension question, which is direct questions. Direct questions are usually the simplest types of questions when it comes to comprehension. Answers to these questions are usually found in the passage. They simply test the candidate's understanding of the facts discussed in the passage. Though answers to direct questions are gotten from the passage, candidates must be careful not to copy word for word from the passage. Now let us take a look at this example. This is an example of a direct question from July 2019 Wassce English Language. A. In what two ways were young people expected to show respect when an elder spoke? In order to answer this question, we need to go back to the passage and look for where the answer is. Then we can write the answer in our own words. Let us take a look at the paragraph from which we can find the answer. This paragraph was taken from the passage. Kola's parents were quite loving and kind. They wanted to bring up their only son well. They worked hard to make ends meet but provided him and his siblings with all their material needs. Also, they taught him to respect elders by never questioning their authority or looking into their eyes when they spoke. Now, let us look at the question again. In what two ways were young people expected to show respect when an elder spoke? Looking at this paragraph, we can clearly see the answer in the paragraph. So this is an example of a direct question. The answers are gotten directly from the passage. Now here are the answers. A. I. Young people were not to question the authority of elders. Young people were not to question the authority of elders. I. Young people were not to look elders in the face. So in answering these questions, you can see that we do not copy word for word from the passage. Answers to direct questions should be written in complete sentences. Do not use phrases or clauses when writing answers to direct questions. Another type of comprehension question is inferential questions. Answers to these questions are not easily found in the passage. They demand that you figure out the answers based on the things implied in the passage. Here, candidates need to think deeply to come out with the answers to these questions. Now, let us take a look at an example of this type of question. Example 1. What is the writer's attitude towards the spread of counterfeit drugs? Example 2. How would you describe the narrator's attitude to Kofi Mensah's present situation? Answers to these types of questions are not explicitly stated in the passage. As in the case of direct questions, the candidate is therefore expected to read through the passage, think deeply to arrive at an answer based on the happenings and the events in the passage. Now, let us look at how to answer grammatical questions. Grammatical questions test the candidate's understanding of English grammar. They require the candidate to state the grammatical name and function of a particular expression. Grammatical name refers to the parts of speech of the given expression, for example, noun phrase, adverbial clause, adjectival clause, etc. Grammatical name refers to the role the given expression performs. Let us take a look at some examples. Let's read this paragraph and the questions that follow. This paragraph was taken from a passage. The teacher on duty, who happened to know how close my brother's house was to the school, asked me, "When did you leave home for school?" "1 hour ago, sir," I replied. Question: Who happened to know how close my brother's house was to school? The following questions are examples of grammatical questions. I. What grammatical name is given to this expression as it is used in the passage? II. What is its function? Answers. I. It is an adjectival clause. II. It qualifies the noun phrase "the teacher on duty." Or I. Adjectival clause. II. Qualifying the noun phrase "the teacher on duty." With grammatical questions, it is not compulsory for you to write the answers in complete sentences. So you can also use the second option. This is how to answer grammatical questions. How to answer questions on figures of speech. Figures of speech questions are used to test candidates' knowledge of figures of speech and their usage in the passage. A figure of speech is a word or phrase that is used in an unliteral sense to create an effect. To answer these types of questions, you must have knowledge of the various figures of speech like euphemism, hyperbole, personification, simile. In case you want to know more about figures of speech, I have a lesson on figures of speech, so I'll leave the link in the description below. Here is an example. Let us take a look at this text and the question that follows. On hearing this, Kofi began to sob uncontrollably and tremble like a leaf in a storm. Question: Like a leaf in a storm. What figure of speech is used in this expression? This is an example of a question on figure of speech. Answer: simile. When it comes to figures of speech, you don't have to write the answers in complete sentences. You can simply go ahead and write the name of the figure of speech. The last type of question we'll be looking at is the vocabulary questions. These questions require the candidate to understand the meaning of a word in the context in which it is used in the passage, then find another word to replace it. Here, students may be asked to replace a given word or phrase with another word or phrase which mean the same as the given word. When you are asked to replace some words or phrases in the passage with words or phrases that mean the same and can fit into the passage, the words you select should be able to fit the places of the originals exactly in meaning, tense, number, etc. Now, let us look at an example of vocabulary questions. For each of the following words, find another word or phrase which means the same and which can replace it as it is used in the passage. Bread. Revelation. Compelled. Heightened. Uncontrollably. Let's go ahead and answer the questions. Here are the answers. We have bread. So we have nurtured or raised, revelation, information or disclosure, I, compelled, forced or coerced, heightened, increased or intensified, uncontrollably, without restraint or irrepressibly. Please do not give two or more answers to vocabulary questions in an exam. We brought two options for you to know that either of them is correct. So make sure you give only one answer which you are certain is correct. Do not give more than one. This is basically how to answer the various types of comprehension questions in Wassce. Thank you for watching to this point. If there is anything you don't understand, please feel free to ask, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And kindly turn on your notification bell so that whenever we upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you.